Hi, everybody. Pastor Kirk here on the 50th anniversary of President Kennedy's death. And those of us old enough to remember can recall exactly where we were and what we were doing when the news first broke. I was 8 years old. I was out on the playground during recess in the fifth grade. And of course, I had little sense of what a grave national loss it was, but I remember watching my parents and my teachers in those days following the tragedy and feeling profoundly unsettled by their anxiety and grief. Pearl Harbor, September 11th, they were similar catastrophes that rocked our national psyche and both scarred and shaped successive generations. JFK's death created a mythical history of an American Camelot and a president saint, didn't it? Neither of which ever really existed. And listening now to the idealizing reminiscences on this anniversary reminds us that the human capacity for hope can be both boundless and dangerous because they're false hopes and they're empty hopes that we can spend our energies and lives chasing. 1 Timothy 4:10 says, "But we have fixed our hope on the living God, who is the Savior of all believers." This Sunday we sing some of our favorite Thanksgiving hymns, including "Great is Thy Faithfulness." I love stanza 3, "Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside." Now there is a hope that we can invest our energies and lives in. All I have needed, thy hand, Lord, hath provided. In Israel's darkest days, when the Assyrians were marching ruthlessly and relentlessly on Jerusalem, the nation's situation seemed desperate and its future bleak. And the Lord sent his prophet Isaiah to proclaim this message of hope. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. And on those living in the land of the shadow of death, on them a light has dawned. For to us a child is born, and to us a son is given, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. This Sunday we preach on the evangelistic campaign of Philip the deacon in Acts chapter 8, and then we're going to take a break from Acts. We're going to take a break for Advent and Christmas. The season of hope has come around again, but hope in the only real enduring hope that there is, which is unto you is born a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. Church, my prayers for you this coming week are for a warm and wonderful Thanksgiving, surrounded by the people you love and remembering with joy God's countless blessings. And then after we give thanks, let's all together enter into the season of Advent to experience afresh God's bright hope that breaks into our darkness. The true light, the Bible calls him. The true light is coming into the world to give light to every human being, to turn the lights on in us, a light that the darkness cannot overcome or ever quench. Rise, shine, Isaiah says, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen to shine on you. Well, as I sign off, make sure that you mark your calendars, okay, for these Advent and Christmas events. Number one, the Christmas Kickoff Sunday, December 1. That's the Sunday right after Thanksgiving. Regular worship times at 9 and 10:40, but with a wonderful lunch and a Christmas kickoff celebration in the Family Life Center starting around noon. But be sure to purchase your lunch ticket. You can do that in the cafe and reserve your gingerbread house. All right, that will be at the children's ministry table. Second, the Christmas concert and production this year. It's called Wondrous Star, featuring our choirs, band, and orchestra. That's Saturday, December 7 at 3 p.m., matinee, and Sunday, December 8 at 6 p.m. And you can pick up your free tickets in the cafe, and those will secure you early seating. Third, the California Marathon. runs on Sunday, December 8th. Okay, second Sunday in December, the marathon. And that closes Fair Oaks Boulevard until like 9 a.m. And so all our worship services that Sunday will be at 10 a.m. Okay, all our worship services at 10 a.m. The classic service in the worship center and the contemporary service in the rec hall. Fourth, our drive-through outdoor Christmas nativity. It returns Friday, November 13, and it runs through Christmas Eve, and you don't want to miss that. And this year, we're going to have an app on your phone so that you can listen to the narrative as you drive through. Fifth, Christmas Eve services this year. They have a different schedule, so listen, which of these services are you going to? The family service at 4 p.m., child-friendly Christmas celebration, music by the worship band. John Neuenschwander is preaching. The modern casual service at 6 p.m., featuring our worship band and the rock choir. And Tim Dakin is preaching. And our classic service, our traditional Christmas service at 8 p.m., featuring our chancel choir and orchestra, and I'll be preaching. And all of those services are candlelight services with cider and cookies for hospitality. You know, in addition, this year, our outreach Christmas present project is Angel Tree, which provides gifts for kids who have a parent in prison. And our church has adopted 600 kids like this in the Sacramento area. And we get the joy of sharing Christmas joy with them. But so far, however, we've only have about half of our kids sponsored. There are about 300 more angels waiting to be claimed. And so stop by the Angel Tree tables in the cafe this Sunday to participate. By the way, last Sunday, we collected almost $8,000 to help relieve suffering in the aftermath of that super typhoon Haiyan. And many of you also went online to www.samaritanspurse.org and made your donations. Well done, church. That is what Jesus in action looks like. Okay? That's all. That's all, folks. I love you, church, and I'll see you on Sunday.